Hello, 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 everyone. For those who don't know me, my name is Rainey Ray, and I am an essential oil educator and enthusiast. I was a criminal defense attorney for over 35 years, and I switched over when we moved to Florida to helping people and their pets be healthier with these amazing essential oils. So, a couple of announcements, and then I want to dive into two things that are really, really important for springtime. Um, One, it's been a while since I've done online classes. Um, I actually enjoy them because we can get together from the convenience of our own homes and we can collaborate and learn together. So I'm going to start them up. There will be various topics. The first one is going to be a week from Wednesday, which is the 24th, and it'll be at 2 p.m. Eastern. And it will be a Top Oils Unplugged class. So this is for existing doTERRA customers and also friends, family, anyone else that you know that's curious about oils or maybe that you've already been sharing oils with. Then in May, we're going to have two others, and we will roll it out from there. Those two in May are going to be in the early part of May and in the latter part of May. So stay tuned and we will get all that going. So, as I said, these classes are going to be for both existing customers and for people who are curious or who have already been experimenting with some of your oils. Um, so, we're going to rotate the topics. I want input from you on what topics you would like gut health, sleep, stress, pets and animals, and whatever you want. So all of these classes are going to be unplugged. So there will be a registration because, as you know, we're not allowed to talk publicly about what these essential oils really do and their benefits. Also, I'm going to have prizes for people who attend class and maybe jump in or share a testimonial. There'll be all sorts of really fun prizes. And if you invite someone to come to class, and they join us, then there'll be more stuff for you. So if you are interested in sharing doTERRA and getting money from the company to pay for your oils, this is an opportunity. I can teach the class. You just invite your peeps and we have a blast together. And you earn money. So easy peasy. Second announcement, Lifelong Vitality. They are switching out an ingredient. Actually, it's a calcium ingredient. I think right now it's from pink coral, I think. And they're going to switch it out, and there's going to be a gap in the availability of Lifelong Vitality. Hey, Teresa. And so, how are you?
Good, thank you.
Good. There'll be a gap in the availability of Lifelong Vitality while they switch that out. So if you are using our foundational supplements in the capsule form, LLV, Lifelong Vitality, whatever we're calling it these days, grab them while you can. I think it's two per order, two boxes per order. So please go in and grab them because it's funny. People don't really know what the supplements are doing for them until they stop taking them. And then you're right, Teresa. And then you're
Yes.
like, oh, God, this is what it was like. All right. Teresa, what you missed is that I'm going to be doing online classes
Oh,
starting Wednesday, the 24th.
wonderful.
And yeah, it's going to be fun. They're going to be unplugged. So, unplugged means we are talking about everything that these oils do, the real scoop.
Okay.
So I'm going to have, because Zoom, and social media and all the stuff, I'm going to have a registration
Okay.
so that we make sure it's a private group because that's the rule of doTERRA. We can't talk publicly, at least now, about what the oils can do because of FDA and all of that. So I'm going to have two classes in May. Probably going to start doing some stuff here at the house too, maybe more sourdough. You and I are
Oh,
hooked up
yeah.
on the sourdough. You can come help me teach it. That'd be fun. All right. So, what I really want to talk to you about today are things about how do we use these oils in our everyday life. Okay, it's one thing to put an oil in your water and, have it taste nice. It's, even though we know that lemon or tangerine cleans out your filters, your kidney, colon, and liver, that's not really it's not really like I've got this issue. What oil do I use to fix it? Okay. We have beautiful oils in our collection, and I want us to be using them all the time. Spring is a time when, at least up north, people are going back outside and they're doing stuff. And stuff happens. Oops. Okay. I've got one here. Okay. Oops. All right. So this is a double oops, and I'll tell you why. But it's to people get oopses, pets, our animals. So I want to talk to you about a wound spray that's actually an anti-aging spray, okay? A light bulb went off in my mind when I was prepping for this. And I want to talk to you about bug spray, okay? Two things that we use kind of all the time. Um, our My partner Larry, he had to go in for surgery, and he was actually had one testicle that was stuck. It had come down, gone up, come down, come up, and it was stuck. So what
Rainy,
happened?
you're talking about your canine partner, right?
My canine partner, not my. Thank you. Tom would hate that. Thank you, T. That's oops. So yes, Larry, my dog, my canine partner. Um, so I had to take him in and have that testicle removed. And you can imagine much more complicated than just a regular neuter would be, which everybody's kind of familiar with. So I want to show you, let me share this screen, the progress from using this wound spray. Okay. So his surgery was on the 25th. 2 days post surgery, that was the amount of bruising on his belly and on his scrotum. If this is too graphic for you, just tune out for a minute or move the kids away. All right. Um, and they had me using NSAIDs, and I was not using any oils, and I wasn't seeing any progress. As a matter of fact, the bruising stages go through, about 3 weeks time. Okay. But I didn't see anything improving. So then on April 1st, this next picture was 8 days post surgery, 6 days only using the oils. Then on April 2nd, 9 days post surgery, 7 days only using the oils, almost no bruising. And then I didn't take any other pictures. I'm a bad human. And so 14 days post surgery, I had taken this, picture, 12 days only using the oils, less than 2 weeks. And really, it had cleared up in probably just over 8, 9 days. But this is the picture, and no bruising. There was even deep bruising down into where his hind legs connected to the belly, deep in, and even all of that is resolved. So I'm going to stop sharing. So, what is it that we use? When we're talking about wounds, bruises, post surgery, all that kind of stuff. The oils that we use, there's 5 oils. At first, my wound spray was only 4 oils, and then I had another light bulb moment, and I added a fifth. Okay, so all it is lavender, frankincense, myrrh, helichrysum, and copaiba. Copaiba is the one I added. Copaiba is really wonderful for skin. It helps us with collagen regeneration. It's great for nerves and all of that. But think about it. When we in the past have talked about anti-aging oils for our skin, these are the same oils, okay? Remember, fine lines and things like that are flower oils. So you've got lavender and helichrysum. Deeper stuff, deeper layers of the skin are wood oils. So you have frankincense, and copaiba and myrrh. Okay, these are the kinds of oils that can get in deep and really do some cleanup. Okay, so this bruise was a bad bruise. And then the other day, it was Saturday, I whacked it again on a wooden fence. You saw me do it, Teresa.
I did.
And
I
so,
grabbed Betty.
yeah, yeah, I re-bruised the bruise. And I thought, well, this is silly. I've been using this wound spray on Larry, and I make it in, and I'm going to talk to you about how I make it. So I started to use the wound spray on myself on Sunday. Okay. So now that's Sunday and this morning. And if you see, I can't turn, there's a whole area of that bruise that has cleared up the bruising.
Hmm.
So it was bright blue and red, as you know, having been in the medical profession, is the initial impact and what happens. And then we go through the colors, right? So it'll get darker, it gets sometimes the greens and all of that, right?
And yellow, and
And
yes.
yellows, yeah. This is going to miss that last stage. So what the oils do is it helps to draw out that blood that was what went in there. Helichrysum does that. And it helps the cells to rejuvenate. Okay. So what we do is, if you're going to make it in a 4 ounce sprayer, which I do not, but you could, okay, then you use 20 drops each of those oils. And I'll post the recipe in our Facebook group. And anyone who's not in our Facebook group, reach out to me and I'll gladly send you the recipe. Okay. I want everyone to use this. No secrets here. So 20 drops each of lavender, frankincense, myrrh, helichrysum, and copaiba. I like to put in a 4 ounce spray, I like to put in a tablespoon of colloidal silver. This is the brand I use. Okay, this is Sovereign Silver, and you can see here it says 10 ppm, parts per million.
Hmm.
Okay, this stuff comes in like 500 or more parts per million. No need for that. Okay, what I do is I just buy the bigger bottle because it's cheaper, and then I transfer it over into a smaller bottle with a glass dropper. Okay. And whenever you're using colloidal silver, give it a little shimmy shake because there's the silver particles in there. And what you want to do is give it a little shimmy shake, clear out your dropper, fill it up, and then use it. Okay. So I put colloidal silver in the 4 ounce. I put in about a tablespoon. Okay. It's all kind of, rough estimates. But I like to make it in our 1 ounce sprayers. Okay, this is our 30 mil sprayer. They don't leak. And when you use it, it is watch this, a fine mist. See how fine that is?
Yes.
So that you're really getting some nice distribution without it. Oh, here's another thing I may as well. Without it dripping down. There's no dripping here. Okay. I love this. Some of the 4 ounce bottles that you get are just too heavy a spray. So if I'm using a 1 ounce or 30 mil spray, then it's just 5 drops of each. This is the recipe that I created by following Dr. Janet Rourke, who's a veterinarian and on our veterinary advisory board. This is really for our pets and animals. But we humans don't need it any stronger. Stronger is not better. Using an oil or a recipe consistently and frequently is better than putting a big amount on that's strong. So when I made this, I just took like a half a dropper worth, not even. So maybe it's a teaspoon of the colloidal silver and put it in these bottles, in any dark bottle. Please put the water in first because these are mixed with water. Some people do it with coconut oil or another carrier oil. I don't do that. I don't want those oils on my skin necessarily, on my clothing if it's underneath, or on my pet's hair or fur.
Mhm.
Okay, it's you're using it too often. So I like to use water. All right. You can also put aloe vera in. All right. I don't do that. If I want to put some aloe on, I put it on separately because I this has a great shelf life the way it is. Putting in that aloe and the real aloe, whether it's a gel or the juice, you really want to refrigerate it.
Mhm.
So this you can carry around. Now, so you put your water in, and I put it in about up to here. Then you put your oil in. It's only 5 drops each in this. And your colloidal silver, it's only a teaspoon. If you try and put the water in afterward, trust me, you're going to overflow it and you lose your all your good oils. Okay. So we before you're going to use it, give it a little shimmy shake. All right, because it's essential oils and water and they like to separate, and spray it just like I did, twice a day. All right. There is no reason in the world why we can't use this as anti-aging skincare. So now what I started doing the last couple days is when I wash my face, or today when I got out of the shower, pat it dry, and I sprayed this around. Frankincense, lavender, myrrh, helichrysum, copaiba, all great oils for rejuvenating your skin, for healing anything, for blotchiness, for discoloration, for lines and wrinkles. These are the oils that helped heal my facial scars from the car accident when I was a kid. So this recipe is, I call it a wound spray, but it's really a wound scar post-surgery anti-aging skin spray. So I'm going to make a few of these. Okay, I have one made up now, and I've been experimenting. I'm going to have one in the bathroom. I'm going to have one in the medicine cabinet for wounds, actual wounds, and I'm going to have one in my purse. Because if something happens, like it did the other day, wouldn't it be great to be able to just spray that on? Okay. And this actually got cut the other day. I hit it so hard on the old bruise. You can spray this right where there's broken skin like that. Okay. If it's post-surgery, I like to say put it around the wound until your sutures are a little bit more healed. There was a gal the other day who picked up her dog and there was a drain tube that had been removed. And with an abundance of caution, I said, just put your finger over that drain tube area and spray around. Let's not get it in there till that heals a little more. These oils are intelligent. They're going to go where they need to go. Okay. Just because you don't have it on an open wound doesn't mean it's not getting in there, having it around. Okay. Um, when Tom had to have his um, abdominal surgery, and he was cut open from the solar plex down to the pelvis, and there were staples. I used a carrier oil with this, okay? And I rolled it around that whole incision line and patted it in a little. There was no reason to put it on the actual incision.
Mhm.
till those staples were out, and the scabbing was almost gone, and then it's fine. All right. So questions or comments on that wound spray? What are you thinking, Teresa?
I'm excited about it. Um,
Yeah.
and I never thought about using it as a facial spray. I know we've talked about it, and
Me neither.
I was, but now I'm really excited about it.
Well,
And at
look,
night, I'm thinking, at night before I go to bed,
right,
and, I was going to make some to have it on hand because I'm always, banging myself. And I thought, okay, if I use it, as soon as when I hit myself, when I, or I get kicked by
right,
the horse or whatever it might be, maybe it won't be as bad, the
right.
bruising. But now I'm really excited. So yeah, I
It's
think that's
interesting.
great.
I got to thinking about this. Okay. Immortel is our anti-aging blend. It's
Okay.
incredible. I use
Hmm.
it all the time. Okay. It's very expensive. It comes in a 10 mil roller that is pure oil. When I say very expensive, it's like over $80, like 80 some dollars. Okay.
Okay.
Listen to the ingredients in Immortel. This is the light bulb moment I had. Frankincense, lavender, myrrh, helichrysum. The only other two oils that are in Immortel that aren't in this, sandalwood and rose.
Oh,
So there you go. Okay.
right. Yeah.
Now, if you have rose, whether you have it in the touch or you're lucky enough to have the pure rose oil, you could put a wee bit in here. Okay.
Right.
A
Yeah.
little bit of oil with your water is not going to make your dog or you feel like you've got oil slathered all over you.
Right.
Okay. Once again, for humans on certain applications, I do a roller. Okay. Let's talk about myrrh for a moment because people don't understand myrrh. Okay. And I'm going to get something to demonstrate. Let me get my myrrh. Hang on. This happens to be a 5 ml bottle of myrrh. Okay. Now, myrrh comes in 5 ml, at least for a while it will, but primarily it's a 15 ml.
Oh,
Myrrh gets crystallized. So when
oh.
you open up your myrrh, I want you to put a little oil around here.
What
Coconut
kind?
oil,
Oh,
olive oil.
okay. Okay.
All right. But look right here, that reducer stayed up in there because it gets all crystallized and it's stuck to the top of the cap. All right. So
Oh.
when you use your myrrh, a lot of times that reducer is gonna here, now it's stayed in. All right.
Oh,
But
okay.
that reducer, the plastic of that reducer is compromised, so it's stuck in there when it's in
Okay.
until I put it back on here again. Don't worry about it. Myrrh is a resin from a tree, just like frankincense, just like copaiba. I have taken pliers to try and get the cap off the myrrh until, I heard somewhere just put a little oil around,
Oh, that's a
okay,
good
on
idea.
the
Okay.
threading. So take a listen to this. Top properties of myrrh. This is why it's so good for skin and everything. Anti-inflammatory, antiviral, antimicrobial. It's a expectorant. It's anti-infectious. It's carminative and it's antifungal.
Oh, okay.
Myrrh is really good for, and this is out of my favorite Essential Life book, okay? All right, so myrrh, gum disease, bleeding, gingivitis, mouth ulcers. Clove will numb the area. Myrrh helps to heal it.
Oh, okay.
Fine lines, dry skin, stretch marks, cracked heels, thyroid, Hashimoto, digestive upset and cramping, ulcers, diarrhea. You can either take it internally or apply it topically. Eczema, skin ulcers, syphilis, leprosy.
Leprosy.
Sorry, yeah, I had a Mouth issue. Fungal infections, athlete's foot candida because it's antiviral and
Mm.
antifungal, okay?
Hmm.
Ringworm, vaginal thrush, viral infections, herpes, okay? Um,
Viral.
Also respiratory infections, sore throat, congestion, mucus. Diffuse it, take it in a capsule, apply it to your chest, dilute it. Cirrhosis, viral hepatitis. It's lovely when you're feeling depressed or anxious. Just breathe it in. I just like to open it up, breathe it in, and the combination of this and Melissa, or this and a citrus oil, like so myrrh and Melissa, or myrrh and a citrus oil, can really bring you out of that depressive state. Um, so myrrh is extremely powerful, and we forget about it. Okay, so that's why that's in there. Myrrh is great for the skin. It's great for healing, and it has those properties that we need in order to create an environment where things can heal. So it's anti-inflammatory and, helps with any ickies that are in there. So
Gotcha.
yeah, okay, so that's that. All right. I love our Correctex. Okay. This is our ointment that we use instead of um, Neosporin or what's the other one I'm trying to think of? Bacitracin. Okay. This is no, thanks, Larry. No petroleum products. Okay. Larry, thank you. Um, I guess we're getting a delivery. This can sting a little. So when you're thinking about our pets, thinking about little kids, it's wonderful, but it may or may not have a little bit of a sting. And some pets and some uh, baby humans are more sensitive to that. Okay.
Mm.
I love this stuff. I use it all the time. Okay. I'm down to the nib here on this one. Okay. So I have this in my um, chest pack for when we're deployed. I have this in Tom's go bag. I have it in our medicine cabinet and in our bathroom. It's a great, great product. All right. Let's talk about bugs. Okay. Everyone everywhere is talking about fleas, ticks, mosquitoes, all that, because spring has sprung. And here in Florida, we have them all year round, lucky us. But up north, it's all of a sudden it's hitting. Okay. So we need to protect ourselves. We need to protect our pets and animals. I talked to someone the other day who has a dear friend who contracted West Nile from a mosquito bite. Um, we all hear about the horror stories of Lyme disease and all that. No one wants ticks in their home or on their pets, and no one wants fleas in their home. Okay? So, uh, what are we going to do? Okay? The go-to is any product that has DEET in it. And DEET's very effective. Okay? It is not as harmful as that DET. So this is DEET.
Okay.
Um, and I was doing a little research on it. I have opted not to use any DEET products, okay? Because I think what I use is more effective and I'm still nervous about it. And here's why. Some of the side effects can be skin irritation, eye irritation, mucous membrane irritation. And if you ingest it or improperly use it, meaning get in your eyes or whatever, and when you're spraying it, that can happen. Okay. Um, it can be linked to neurological issues.
Mm.
All right. Gastrointestinal issues, cardio issues, and an even more severe skin irritation. Okay. The high risk groups are children and pregnant women, is what Dr. Google says. Okay. I'm definitely not going to use DEET products on my pets and because of the toxic effects increase when it's ingested and a pet is going to lick.
Mhm.
Okay. So I'm just not going to use it. And when I go out, what I use on me, I use on the dogs. And it's keeps it really easy. If you're going to use a DEET product, please, when you come in, wash it off. Okay? Because that gets rid of a lot of it and stops the absorption. Okay? Um, there are a lot of non-toxic alternatives popping up on the market. Teresa, you and I were talking about Wonderside.
Yes.
Um, and I think that it works pretty darn good. Okay.
Hmm.
I thought I had read somewhere there's an ingredient in there that's a little problematic, but I can't find it, so that's fine. But I use this recipe of essential oils, and I think it's more effective, and I think it costs less. Okay, so winner, winner. Okay, all right. Now, I make it, this is thank you, Tom, for painting my label. I make it in this. Now, if you see there on the top, and I had this sitting there, you can see there's a layer of stuff, right? Can you see that, Teresa?
A little bit.
Okay.
Yes.
So what I like to do is make sure we're all closed and give it a nice shake. Okay. I'll put a link to this bottle. I like it. You get two of them. They're 16 ounce and they're the recycle one or two, which is safe for oils. Okay. Notice when I shake it up, there's a little foam, and I'm going to tell you why in a minute. Okay. So this is safe for all kinds of animals. If you're going to use it on dogs and cats, omit tea tree from the recipe I'm going to give you. Okay. I have found, now remember, we're in Florida where we have fleas, ticks, mosquitoes, all that all year round. I have found that this works to repel most everything. Is anything perfect? No. Okay. So what I still do is check myself and I check the pets for ticks and stuff after we've been out. All right. Um, but this recipe is really good for repelling almost any annoying or dangerous insect. Okay. Um, as I said, safe around all farm animals. Okay. And dogs and cats if you omit the tea tree. Okay. So here's what you need. Normally, this recipe is made for people who have horses and stuff. And so you're going to make that would be made in a 32-ounce bottle. This is a 16. Okay. So I like this bottle because I don't need a big honker in my car, and I keep this in my car. Okay, this particular one. So if you use a 32-ounce spray bottle, I like to use, and the reason it foamed as an emulsifier, I like to use our doTERRA cleaner concentrate.
Oh, okay.
Okay, this is On Guard cleaner concentrate, and you just put a little blip in, and it helps the oils and the water to stay combined while you're using it. Okay.
Mhm.
I still give it a shimmy shake before I use it. And if I passed it on to somebody else or now I'm going to spray me or whatever, I give it another shimmy shake. Okay. Um, the cost for a 32-ounce bottle, that's a 32-ounce bottle, is $28. The cost for this 16 is $14.
Oh.
So when you've bought Wonderside, do you remember about how much that was?
I thought it was like $28,
Okay. Yeah.
but it was for the smaller uh,
Probably a 16 ounce,
yes.
taller and narrower than this.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I had bought. And so here's, without further ado, drum roll, okay? Cedarwood,
Okay.
peppermint, citronella, rosemary, clove, and our blend Terra Shield, okay? The secret ingredient in this is clove. You don't
I,
see that in a lot of stuff. Okay. So TerraShield is our repellent blend. Okay. TerraShield you can use right out of the bottle. It's pre-diluted. So there's a little bit of coconut oil in here with the TerraShield that you put in, right? And I think that it's a great repellent blend. This just takes it up a notch. Okay. So TerraShield comes in a spray and it comes in a 15 ml bottle. Both are the same exact stuff, just different sizes. All right. I would never just wholesale spray TerraShield on me or my pet. I would spray my hand and pat it on the pet, spray my hand, rub them together, and pat it around on me. And on skin areas, I'd rub it on. Okay. So whether you have the spray or the bottle to do a couple drops and do the same thing, doesn't matter. Okay. So for a 32 ounce, you're going to use 50 drops of each of those oils. 50.
okay.
For a 16 ounce, obviously you just cut it in half.
Mhm.
Okay. So I put 25 drops of each oil in my bug repellent spray. Okay. I put a little squeeze of the cleaner concentrate. And this is clear enough that I just tapped it off with water. No big deal. Okay. Um, so I really like that. Let me read to you about our Terra Shield, um, which I love. Okay. It has in it citronella, lemongrass, thyme, cedarwood, peppermint, geranium, and sesame seed. When I'm using Terra Shield before I started using this bug repellent or if I'm just out doing stuff, I add in geranium into my Terra Shield because that up levels the tick repellent. Okay. If you need to with this one, it's you can add in if you're in a really high tick area and you don't think Terra Shield has enough of the geranium, add a little more. Okay, it's not going to hurt. Okay. So it's not only an insect repellent, and you can diffuse it. So I like to take rechargeable diffuser out on our lanai because sometimes those little teeny natty things will come in and put it on the table and with Tear Shield and you don't and bugs are gone. Okay. It's also good for cellular health and antioxidant because of the ingredients in there. So when you look at a blend and you see, like in this one, there's lemongrass, thyme, cedarwood, peppermint, citron. Each of the benefits of those oils are in the blend. Okay. Um, and it's really interesting. It says poor emotional boundaries, easily bugged, haha, or bothered. All right. And you can also use it as a wood polish, the Terra
Oh,
Shield. You just mix it with some coconut oil and use it. But it says a toxic-free alternative to guard against bugs and pests. Sesame seed oil helps the blend stay on the skin longer and prolonging its effect. Okay. So I really love this bug repellent. You've used it, Teresa,
yes.
right? And what are your thoughts?
I like it. And I was just thinking I need to make up a bottle for whatever reason. And I think we were talking about this at training. The no-see-ums, or there's been something biting me even around the house when I go outside, when I'm working out in the yard, which I'd never experienced before, not at home, anyways. It's not anything I can see, but I can feel something, insect, a small insect biting me, and at training. So I don't know whether it's because of the dry weather.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, or the time of year.
hmm
So
But
there was someone that you and I were talking to at training the other day, and I offered him some spray, and he said he already used spray, which means he used a DEET one.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And it wasn't helping with the
Right.
natty things. Okay. Whatever we're calling them.
Yeah.
Um, no-see-ums or whatever. So,
Hmm.
and I didn't have any on me. And I was using this. I didn't put any on the dogs because I'm a bad mom, but I did when you guys were talking about that, I did put some of this on. Not a lot, but it doesn't
Hmm.
take a lot.
Right.
I like to spray it over my body, meaning on the clothing
Yes.
and all that. And then where you might get annoyed by bugs and don't want to, I like to spray my hand, rub it together, and maybe put it, where it's a little more sensitive. I
Hmm.
have just closed my eyes and sprayed it, um, because there's nothing harmful in here.
Right.
So
Right.
it's no big deal. And when it comes to a dog or whatever, or horse or goat or whatever, make sure to get it up under them
Hmm.
because that's around their ears, around their neck. That's where the ticks like to go. And up under, that's where things tend to bite them.
Right.
Cool. Anything else you want to add, Teresa, or any other questions or anything?
No, not that I can think of. I think that covered it.
Cool. All right, so two different things that are really going to help with spring. Wound spray, which really is skin, skin spray. I love that. Keep it simple, right? And our bug spray. So mark your calendars for, oops, sorry about that, April 24th at 2 p.m. Thanks, Larry. And we will rock and roll with some top oils unplugged class. It'll be fun.
Great.
All
Looking
right.
forward to it.
Awesome. So in light of the barking, I'm gonna call this thing over. Sorry about that. All right. Thank
No
you for
worries.
joining, Teresa, and your contribution as always.
Oh, thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Take good care.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.